Welcome to the world of rare and valuable U.S. coins, the place where hidden treasures are discovered every single day. Today's video is something truly exciting, because we're diving into the fascinating world of the Jefferson Nickel, a coin from the United States of America that many people overlook, but collectors know can be incredibly valuable. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these nickels, especially rare mint versions and silver compositions, can have an unbelievable value in the market today. From copper-based coins to wartime silver nickels, there are hidden gems out there that could be sitting in your pocket right now. In this video, we'll explore rare Jefferson Nickels you should be looking for, valuable mint marks and key dates, hidden features like In God We Trust and E Pluribus Unum details, and how these coins can reach surprising prices in the collector market. This is why coin enthusiasts around the world are constantly searching, because one small coin could turn into an incredible discovery. So, before you ignore your loose change, make sure you watch this video till the end. You might be holding a rare and valuable U.S. coin without even knowing it. The 1995 Jefferson Nickel from the United States of America may look like just another small 5-cent coin, but hidden behind its ordinary appearance is a fascinating story that many collectors don't fully understand. At first glance, you might think this coin could make you a millionaire overnight, but the truth is far more interesting and far more important for serious coin hunters. This coin carries the portrait of Thomas Jefferson and the famous words, "In God We Trust," giving it historical and emotional value that goes beyond money. Now, here's the reality you must understand before dreaming big. The 1995 Jefferson Nickel is not a silver coin. It is made of a copper-nickel mixture, about 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives it that shiny silver-like look, but without any real silver content. That means its base metal value is very low, and most of these coins were produced in huge quantities, making them very common in circulation. USA Coin Book +1. In fact, more than 888 million coins of the 1995 Jefferson Nickel were minted in Denver alone. Just imagine that number, hundreds of millions of identical coins flooding the market. Because of this massive production, the average coin you find in your pocket today is usually worth only its face value, which is just 5 cents. Coin trackers +1. But here's where things get exciting and where many people get confused. While most of these coins are common, a very small number of them can become extremely valuable, but only under special conditions. If your coin is in perfect mint condition, meaning it has never been circulated and shows no wear at all, then collectors may be willing to pay more for it. Even then, typical high-grade coins might reach only a few dollars, not millions. USA Coin Book. The real secret lies in something collectors call full steps. This refers to the steps of the Monticello building on the back of the coin. If all the steps are clearly visible and sharply struck, the coin becomes much rarer and more desirable. These full steps coins are difficult to find because the design is hard to strike perfectly during mass production. Now here comes the part that makes headlines and creates viral videos. Some extremely rare 1995 Jefferson Nickels with full steps and top grades like MS67 have sold at auctions for over $1,000 or more, and one example even reached around $1,495. That's a huge jump from 5 cents, but still far from millions. This is where hype and reality separate. CoinValueChecker.com. Another factor that can increase value is mint errors. Coins with unusual mistakes, like double strikes, off-center designs, or other rare defects, can attract serious collectors. These errors are not common. But if you find one, it could be worth significantly more than a normal coin. That's why experienced collectors always check their coins carefully before spending them. However, you must be careful not to believe exaggerated claims that say this coin can make you a billionaire overnight. That kind of information is misleading. The truth is, only extremely rare coins in perfect condition with unique features can reach high prices, and even then, they usually sell for hundreds or thousands, not millions. What makes the 1995 Jefferson Nickel truly valuable is not just money, but knowledge. The more you understand grading, rarity, and minting quality, the better your chances of finding a hidden gem. Most people ignore these coins, but a smart collector studies every detail, every line, and every mark. So, before you spend your next nickel, take a closer look. You might not become a billionaire overnight, but you could discover a coin worth far more than 5 cents. And in the world of coin collecting, sometimes that small discovery is the beginning of something much bigger, a journey into history, rarity, and hidden treasure. The story of a 1964 Jefferson Nickel begins with a coin that looks completely ordinary, just 5 cents, something people ignore every day. But hidden within this simple piece of metal lies a mystery that has fascinated collectors for decades. Many people believe this coin can make them millionaires overnight, but the truth is far more complex and far more interesting. Most of these coins were produced in massive numbers, over 1 billion pieces, making them one of the most common coins ever made in the United States. Coin bin. Now here's where things get exciting. While the majority of 1964 nickels are only worth their face value, a very small number of rare versions have sold for thousands of dollars. These are not ordinary coins. You have to look closely. The difference between a common coin and a valuable one is not luck, it's knowledge. Condition, rarity, and unique minting details are what transform a simple nickel into a collector's treasure. CoinValueChecker.com. One of the biggest myths is that this coin is made of silver and therefore extremely valuable. That is simply not true. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel is made from a mix of copper and nickel, not silver. The only silver nickels in U.S. history were made during World War II, between 1942 and 1945. So, if someone tells you your 1964 nickel is valuable because it's silver, that's a misunderstanding. Reference.com. But don't lose interest yet, because there are still rare versions that can be worth serious money. The most famous among them is the special mint set version, often called the SMS nickel. These coins were made with extraordinary detail and a unique finish. In top condition, these rare examples have sold for over $30,000, making them one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever discovered. Coin's value. Another powerful feature that can turn your coin into a jackpot is something called full steps. If you look at the building on the back of the coin Monticello, you will see steps. If those steps are perfectly clear and fully visible, collectors consider it a premium coin. These full steps nickels are rare because most coins were struck poorly, so finding one in perfect condition is extremely difficult. Pennyverse. Then there are mint errors, the real hidden treasures. During 1964, the U.S. Mint was producing coins at an incredibly fast pace, and mistakes happened. Some coins have doubled mint marks, others have strange lettering errors, and some even show misaligned strikes. These errors are highly sought after because they are accidental and extremely limited in number. A single rare error coin can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. CoinValueChecker.com. However, it is important to stay realistic. Not every 1964 nickel is going to make you rich. In fact, most of them are still only worth 5 cents today. Even uncirculated coins without special features might only sell for a small premium. The real value lies in rarity, not just age. This is where many people get confused. They see online claims of millions, but those are extremely rare cases, not the standard. The viral post. What makes this coin truly fascinating is the idea that something so common could still hide rare gems. Imagine going through your pocket change and finding a coin worth thousands. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching. It's not about guaranteed riches, it's about the thrill of discovery and the knowledge that even ordinary objects can have extraordinary value. If you have a 1964 Jefferson Nickel, don't rush to sell it cheaply. Take your time, examine it carefully, and learn what to look for. Check the condition, inspect the details, and look for unusual features. A small difference, something most people would miss, can completely change the value of your coin. In the end, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel is not a guaranteed path to becoming a billionaire overnight. But It is a reminder that value is hidden in details and knowledge is more powerful than assumptions. The real treasure is not just the coin itself, but the ability to recognize when something ordinary becomes truly rare, and that is where the real fortune begins. A 1989 Jefferson Nickel being worth millions or turning someone into a billionaire overnight is simply not true. But that doesn't mean the coin is useless. The real story is different, and if you present it the right way, it can still be powerful, engaging, and valuable for your audience. The 1989 Jefferson Nickel from the United States is one of the most common coins ever made. It carries the familiar inscription "In God We Trust" on the front, along with the portrait of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello on the reverse. But here's the truth most people don't realize. This coin is not silver at all. It is made from a mixture of copper and nickel, which means it has no precious metal value. Yet despite being so common, collectors still search for it, hoping to find that one rare version hiding in plain sight. USA Coin Book +1. Now here's where the excitement begins. In normal circulated condition, a 1989 nickel is worth only its face value, just 5 cents. Even in slightly better condition, it may sell for a few cents to a few dollars at most. That's a huge contrast to the dramatic claims you often hear online. But don't lose interest yet, because coins are not valued by age alone. They are valued by condition, rarity, and unique features. Coin trackers. When we move into high-grade coins, the story changes. A 1989 nickel that is in mint state, meaning it was never used in circulation, can be worth a few dollars, sometimes more, depending on its quality. But the real magic lies in something collectors call full steps. This refers to the steps of Monticello on the back of the coin. If those steps are perfectly sharp and complete, the coin becomes far more desirable. CoinValueChecker.com +1. In rare cases, these full steps coins can reach surprisingly high prices. Some of the finest examples have sold for hundreds or even over $1,000 at auction. That's still far from millions, but it proves that even an ordinary coin can become extraordinary if it meets very strict conditions. CoinValueChecker.com +1. Here's the emotional hook you can use in your script. Imagine holding a coin that millions of people ignore every day, yet one tiny detail, just a few clean lines on the back, could multiply its value hundreds of times. That's the real thrill of coin collecting. It's not about fantasy wealth overnight, but about discovering hidden value where others see nothing. Another important factor is errors. Some coins are struck incorrectly during production, maybe a double image, missing details, or unusual marks. While most errors are minor and not valuable, certain rare ones can significantly increase a coin's worth. However, for 1989 nickels, major high-value errors are extremely uncommon, and most do not carry big premiums. You also need to understand grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and only those in extremely high grades, like MS65, MS66, or higher, start attracting serious collector money. The difference between a worn coin and a near-perfect one can mean the difference between 5 cents and hundreds of dollars. So, when someone says this coin can make you a billionaire overnight, that's pure exaggeration. The real value lies in knowledge. If you know what to look for, sharp details, perfect surfaces, rare varieties, you can turn a simple coin into a meaningful collectible. In conclusion, the 1989 Jefferson Nickel is not a million-dollar treasure, but it is a powerful example of how small details create big differences. Most of these coins are worth almost nothing, but a rare, high-grade example can surprise you. The real fortune is not in the coin itself, it's in understanding what makes it special. The 1978 United States Jefferson Nickel, the one with "In God We Trust" and Thomas Jefferson's portrait, is one of the most common coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Hundreds of millions were made, flooding circulation across America, which means that most of these coins, even today, are still only worth their face value of 5 cents. But here is where the story becomes interesting. Hidden within these ordinary coins are a few extraordinary pieces that collectors are willing to pay serious money for, not millions, but still enough to surprise you. CoinValueChecker.com +1. Now, let's address the biggest myth directly. The idea that a normal 1978 nickel can make you a billionaire overnight is simply not true. This coin is not made of silver, unlike wartime nickels from the 1940s, so it has no precious metal value. If you have a regular circulated 1978 coin, it is almost certainly worth just 5 cents. But, and this is important, the real value depends on condition, rarity, and special features that most people never even notice. Coin trackers. The first key factor that can turn this simple coin into something valuable is its condition. In coin collecting, this is called grade. A coin that looks brand new, with no scratches, no wear, and perfect details can jump in value dramatically. For example, a high-grade 1978 nickel in mint condition can sell for anywhere from a few dollars up to a few $100s, especially if professionally graded. That may not sound life-changing, but for a coin that started at 5 cents, it's a huge leap. Gainesville coins. But the real magic begins with something called the full steps designation. This refers to the tiny steps visible on the Monticello building on the back of the coin. If all the steps are clearly visible and unbroken, collectors consider the coin much more desirable. In rare top-grade conditions, these full steps nickels can reach thousands of dollars, and in extreme cases even approach 5 figures depending on rarity and grading. That's where the excitement truly begins. Coin's value. Another powerful way a 1978 nickel can become valuable is through mint errors. These are mistakes made during the coin's production, and collectors absolutely love them because they are unique. For example, if a nickel was accidentally struck on a penny copper planchet, it becomes a rare error coin. Some of these have sold for hundreds or even over $1,000 depending on condition. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that looks slightly off, and it turns out to be worth far more than expected. Coin's value. There are also other types of errors like off-center strikes, double images, or unusual shapes. These imperfections turn a normal coin into a collectible piece of history. The more dramatic and clear the error, the higher the value. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying uniqueness, mistakes, and stories frozen in time. However, you must stay grounded in reality. The internet is full of exaggerated claims saying coins are worth millions or can make you rich overnight. While it is true that some rare coins have sold for huge amounts, those are usually extremely rare historical pieces, not common modern coins like the 1978 nickel. Even the best-known 1978 examples typically sell in the hundreds or thousands, not millions. Gainesville coins +1. So, what should you actually do if you have this coin? Look closely. Check the condition, examine the steps on Monticello, and see if anything looks unusual or different. A magnifying glass can reveal details that your eyes might miss. If you believe your coin is special, getting it professionally graded can confirm its value and make it easier to sell. In the end, the 1978 Jefferson Nickel is a perfect example of how something ordinary can sometimes become extraordinary, but only under very specific conditions. Most are just pocket change, but a few rare ones carry hidden value that can